Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into something pretty much everyone goes through at some point: heartbreak. It's this really profound, often just disorienting journey, and its impact. It can shake you right to your core. It's often compared to a major loss, like losing someone close. So, to help navigate this tricky landscape, we've gathered some powerful sources. We'll be drawing insights from Psych Central on CBT exercises that actually work. We're exploring grief through the lens of attachment theory, which is fascinating. We've also got some raw, real world takes from Reddit users, people in the thick of it. And we'll delve into what true forgiveness really means. Our mission today is to unpack all those emotional complexities of a breakup. We want to give you both a kind of scientific framework and practical strategies you can actually use. The goal is to help you understand this tough terrain, move towards healing, maybe even some personal growth without feeling totally overwhelmed. So, yeah, let's get into it. First off, it's just so important to validate how intensely painful a breakup can be. It's not just feeling down or having a bad day. People consistently describe it as a loss so deep it feels like death. You're losing not just the person, but that closeness, that
Yeah.
intimacy, often a whole future you pictured together.
Yeah, it's striking how often that comparison comes up.
Yeah.
It truly is a form of deep grief. There was this one comment on Reddit that just, wow, it captured the rawness perfectly. The relationship is dead and it utterly wrecks you.
Oof.
Others talk about it as grieving for a person that was dead because, the person you knew in that relationship context, they fundamentally changed, or that version of them is gone.
Yeah.
It leads to this profound disorientation, this pain where you feel like you're, quote, dying, but still walking around. Such a vivid, heartbreaking image, isn't it?
Absolutely. And it's never just one simple emotion, right? It's like this swirling vortex, right? It's like this swirling vortex. Sadness, anger, confusion, maybe resentment, jealousy, fear, regret.
All of it.
It can feel like every negative emotion hitting you all at once. But why? Why does this specific kind of loss hit us quite so hard?
That's really the core question, isn't it? And if we zoom out a bit, attachment theory gives us a really helpful way to understand this deep grief. Basically, it explains that when a significant attachment bond, that deep, fundamental connection we form, gets disrupted, it naturally triggers loss and grief. And crucially, this isn't just about physical death. It applies just as strongly to the end of a really deep, intimate relationship. Just a quick refresher. Secure attachment that's built on a consistent bond gives you that feeling of safety, knowing someone's got your back. Insecure attachment, on the other hand, usually involves either attachment anxiety, like always worrying your partner might leave or isn't really there for you, or attachment avoidance, which is more about keeping emotional distance, suppressing needs.
Okay, so how do these different styles, these insecure styles, actually play out when a relationship ends? It sounds like they could really shape how someone experiences heartbreak, maybe even lead to what some call complicated grief.
Exactly. Yeah, they can have a big impact.
Yeah.
So for people with an insecure avoidance style, their grief often looks quite different. Think of it like an emotional emergency brake. They tend to try and suppress their feelings about it all, maybe act like nothing huge happened.
Like putting on a brave face.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
You might see really inhibited grief reactions, not much outward sadness. They often avoid anything related to recovery, like talking about it or seeking support. They essentially just deactivate their attachment system, rely only on themselves, forego seeking help.
Okay.
Now, at first glance, that might seem, adaptive, like it protects them from feeling overwhelmed right away.
Right, a short-term fix.
But here's the key thing. Avoiding the pain doesn't actually make it go away. It just, it delays it. And often, that makes the healing journey harder down the road. This avoidance is linked to what's called delayed grief. Because trying to constantly push down painful thoughts, it rarely works long-term. Those feelings tend to bubble back up, often even stronger, especially when life throws something else at you.
Wow. So that outward calm could actually be masking a bigger struggle underneath. That's really counterintuitive. What about the other side of that coin? People with high attachment anxiety, how does it look for them?
Right. So on the other end, for those with high attachment anxiety, their grief can sometimes manifest as chronic mourning. This looks like overwhelming anxiety, deep sadness, finding it really hard to get back into daily life for a long time, difficulty forming new relationships too. And there's often this persistent preoccupation with the lost partner. Like their thoughts just keep circling back to the ex, feeding this intense yearning.
Almost obsessive.
It can feel that way, yeah. Their attachment system is basically stuck in overdrive, hyperactivated, making it incredibly difficult to let go. And this is really important, but The research suggests that the impact of this anxiety on complicated grief can be lessened quite a bit when there's strong social support.
Ah, so connection helps buffer it.
Exactly. Good social support, feeling less emotionally lonely, it really makes a difference. It just underscores how vital connection is, especially when we're hurting. We're wired for it.
That distinction is so helpful. It shows there isn't just one right way to grieve. But okay, while we're validating all this real pain, our sources also talk about a path towards, well, letting go or release, which interestingly is the original Greek meaning of forgiveness. And it's not about saying what happened was okay, right? It's about freeing ourselves.
That's perfectly put. Yeah, a really powerful concept we found is the 4 stages of above-the-line forgiveness. It's hate, hurt, heal, and come together. And above the line here means taking full, 100% responsibility for your own experience, consciously stopping the blame game and trying to see the whole thing from a bigger perspective beyond just your personal hurt.
Okay, walk us through those stages, starting with hate. That sounds intense.
It is, and it's crucial. Stage 1. Hate, or really intense anger, is often a necessary first step. It's about giving yourself actual permission, actual space, to feel that raw anger, that resentment, maybe even hatred. A common mistake is trying to squash those feelings down, thinking they're negative or wrong.
Yeah, we're often told not to be angry.
Exactly. But you kind of have to let that fire burn through you, rather than letting it harden into bitterness. You can't get to real forgiveness if you try to skip over this really visceral part.
That makes sense. You have to feel the full weight before you can let it go. So after acknowledging the anger, what's next?
Once that initial wave, that anger has kind of had its say, you move into stage 2, hurt, the heartbreak itself. And this takes real courage, facing that deep, deep ache. It can feel physical, like an actual pain or emptiness in your chest, often lots of tears. The key here is to feel it fully. Lean into it without resisting. It sounds counterintuitive again, but allowing yourself to truly experience the hurt actually helps it pass more quickly. As the sources remind us, no heartbreak lasts